like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Ooh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this edition of a Funko Podcast. I'm DK Wrestler.
I'm MD Shady.
And today we have a very great podcast for you guys because we have our first ever special guest on a Funko Podcast, in which our guest today has over 200,000 subscribers, more specifically 209,000, but by the time you guys are probably viewing this, it will be over 210. Our guest has over 1,400 videos with over 50 million views combined on his channel. He has 60,000 social media followers across Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. He's a fellow Canadian. Some people know him as Tristan, but everybody knows him as Top Pops. Welcome to a Funko Podcast.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Basically, the three of us have kind of met a few times actually prior to this podcast. First time for me at least was Niagara Falls Comic-Con when you had your booth there.
Yes.
I know MD has met you before that, I'm pretty sure. You want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so actually my first ever kind of encounter with Tristan was I was actually at work. I was taking out the garbage at work, and I kind of seen him go by with his family. And at this time, I was watching your videos, but I had no clue that you even lived anywhere close to us.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was kind of mind blown, and I was like, what the hell is going on right now? So that was kind of my first encounter with you. And then the first time I actually spoke with you was at Hot Topic. After that was probably at Fan Expo. And then before that, you actually shouted me out on one of your videos because of this one kid I used to work with, Josh. You ended up saying like "Merry Christmas" to Matt from the Squires, and it was like a
Oh, I remember that. Yes,
it was like a top 5 like pop rides video or something like that.
Yes, I do. Yes, I remember this. I remember he, for some reason, wanted me to do it. He didn't tell me anything. He just said, "Could you just say this in the video?" I was like, "Sure, why not?"
Okay.
That was really funny. I didn't know it was you actually on the other end, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah. And then besides that, yeah, we've met at a couple other cons. I have multiple photos with you, obviously, and the three of us. So yeah.
You guys even cosplayed as us one time?
Yeah.
It's funny because that's where I'm about to go next. So I'm going to go, as you guys are viewing this, you won't be able to see the whole screen share because everything is going to be audio. But for us, I'm going to turn on screen share. And the next time that I ended up meeting Tristan was Fan Expo 2019, in which you'll see now the photo with the three of us at Fan Expo in front of the Fugitive Toys booth, actually.
Yes.
And this photo is actually on Tristan's Instagram, which is cool because usually whenever you post like fan photos, it'll be kind of like you put 10 photos and then let's see if you can find whatever one it is. But this one is just by itself. And what was cool is, the caption says, "This here is the best cosplay we saw all weekend." And the one thing I really liked is that you used the hashtag Tristan and Kenny, in which, MD, you want to explain the story? Because I know you always like explaining the story for this.
What, like the icy thing?
Just the whole I guess the whole icy thing and
okay.
how we were just like standing at the Fugitive Toys booth and then Tristan just approached us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we were standing there and I didn't even know that you were going to be at Fan Expo. I figured you probably would, but I didn't know which day you were going. And then it was a good surprise to see you come up and actually approach us. And it kind of it kind of shocked me at first because it was just random.
For sure.
So then,
and then the icy thing, I guess that's just from the time that we seen you and Kenny at Niagara Falls Comic-Con, and he always had the icy in his hand, so we kind of tried to incorporate that into the joke most of the times.
He did, and actually he spilt the icy on him. I think it was twice. I think it was something like that, and he had to buy another Top Pop shirt. I just gave him the second one because come on, at this point you could just have it. But the one he did spill on him a couple times, I think it was.
All right, so right now we're going to kind of talk about how you first started collecting Funko Pops. What was like your first one and what kind of got you into collecting Funko Pops?
Well, my first one is actually Sheldon Cooper, which a lot of people know. That was the show that we were watching a lot of. I didn't start watching The Big Bang Theory when it first came out because I was a little too young for it. because the show has been around for now like 10 years, something like that. It's pretty crazy, more than that, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so my brother bought me this one for my, I think it was 14th birthday. I want to say something like that, something around there. And when he purchased it for me, I was like, oh, this is a cool figure, you know, Sheldon Cooper. I was like, maybe they have more Big Bang Theory ones. Then you look it up, and then as you kind of get more and you see them. I remember what happened was they didn't sell them in very many stores when I had first bought them, so I would kind of just buy whatever figures I could find. So I got like Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony. I got Pennywise, the original one. I'm looking around here. Jake the dog, Sandy Cheeks, kind of like whatever figures I could find. I like a lot of them. I don't know why I bought some My Little Pony ones. They're still cool, but they're not something that I watch all the time. But yeah, I guess we started in 2014 when my brother bought me one for my birthday. I don't have the boxes for them anymore, those ones that I mentioned, but at least I still have them in the collection.
Yeah, and I have listed here, actually, it shows, at least it shows on your channel that the first video you ever posted was February 5th, 2015, titled First Video and Pop Haul of the Week, in which, what made you decide to make a YouTube channel? Because at this point, actually, like 2014, you're kind of like an OG Funko YouTuber, because I don't think a lot of people at that time would have been making YouTube videos of Funko Pops, because it wasn't like, it was starting to get big, but it wasn't like as huge as it is now.
Right. I think there was a good amount of, I want to say there was maybe like 5 or 6 other main ones that I had seen when I was doing that. Like now there's, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 people that do them. I don't know exactly how many it is, but there's a lot more now. But I think back then it was Nerd Therapy. There was John Carlos. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He does like the little reviews and just shows up a figure like close up. He does nice close-ups on him.
Okay.
And then there was maybe, I can't think of anybody else right now. Maybe P2 Vision, I think could have been another one as well, like right around then. And all of them just kind of made these videos. And I was like, you know what? I think I could do this. I had one shelf of figures in my room. So Noah and I sat ourselves down in front of it. We have different chairs. I've got like this kind of like desk chair. Noah's got this little like circle chair sitting way lower than I am. But we just filmed it. We tried it. We had a monopod and we strapped it to my bed so it would stay there. And then we kind of just recorded to see how it would go. And people seemed to like it. I mean, the first video probably has an inflated amount of views than what the rest of them have. If you look at the one, like the second and third video, they have like, I don't know, it's like 100, maybe one, I don't know what it would be. Anyways, much lower than that one, because that one's been kind of going up because people are trying to find my first video, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, we kind of just tried it and it kind of stuck with it. People liked it. And then I noticed as we started to do more videos more consistently, like one every day, it really started to take off from there, which was nice.
How'd you come up with the name Top Pops? And I realized in some of your earlier videos I was watching the other day that in some of them, it would mainly be you and Noah, but then you would introduce yourselves as I'm Top, and Noah would say Pops. So it's almost like it's 2 separate names.
It was at the time, and then it kind of merged into one name after. Noah didn't want to do every single video with me because I was the one that was really into collecting Pops and stuff like that. Like he does have some, he's got some anime ones, but the main focus was kind of like me doing, I guess, showing off my collection. So he would just be there to kind of like continue the conversation, I guess you could say. So then he kind of stopped doing videos with me. I turned it into more so just Top Pops instead of Top and Pops. I don't know why we did that. It was kind of like a little gimmick we did at the beginning of the videos. It was fun. But yeah, it kind of merged into, I guess, Top Pops instead of both of us being Top and Pops.
Around September 2016, you had reached 1,000 subscribers. And then in November, 2 months later, you reached 1.5 thousand subscribers. At this point, what made you kind of decide, like, you know, this is great making YouTube videos, but I kind of want better. I want to see if I can get monetized. So for those that might not know what monetize is, it's basically a fancy way of saying you're getting paid by the Google AdSense program, which I don't know if it was exactly these exact terms to join at the time, but now it's you need at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views in the last 12 months for that. I don't know if it was that when you decided to join.
It was a bit different back then. Back then, honestly, it was pretty much like if you made content that they were okay with, and it didn't matter how many subscribers you had, they would just put you into the program. So back then, I was making very little, but it was like enough to buy a figure every once in a while. So I know now they make it where it's like, I think it's I think it was 10,000 views actually, and then 4,000 hours of watch time, which is much harder to get now because 4,000 hours of watch time is like, I think we figured it out to be like someone has to watch like a certain amount of your videos, but it has to be like 10,000 views kind of equates to that, depending on how long people watch your videos for. But yeah, it's very complicated now. I mean, it's annoying that it is, but I guess they have to do it to crack down on ads being on like random videos that maybe are inappropriate for YouTube guidelines and stuff like that. So it makes sense. It's just too bad for some people who maybe, you know, are just under the threshold doing great content, just can't get monetized. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I veered off there. I don't remember what the question was anymore, but
it was just basically when did you decide you're like, you know, I want to be monetized. I want to do more than just, you know, as a hobby.
Right. So this kind of turned into that maybe when I started to do videos every single day. And that was right around when I was getting, I believe it was something like, probably like you said, about 1,000 to 2,000 subscribers, right around there. I did it because I thought, you know what, people are really liking the videos. I can crank these out more. And back then I wasn't doing great videos. I would do like a quick 2-minute review every day. But at least it was something fun that people could watch every single day, come back, you know, get excited about it. So I think it was right then when I started doing daily, because it really started to get the ball rolling.
And what do you think are the ups and downs of being monetized, besides obviously making money on YouTube as an up?
Okay. Well, I would say one of the, well, like you said, the big pluses is making money. Another one is that I get to fuel my content by making more content. So if I make a video and it gets 10,000 views, say I make, you know, enough to buy a couple pop figures, so then I can go buy more of them to make the next video. And I think that's really great that I can kind of do this. But the downs, I guess there really isn't that many downs to doing it. I guess it's more so the fact that sometimes, I don't do this all the time, but when I do, I'll make content that is maybe something that I think would get more clicks than other ones. And I'm sure everybody does this once they're monetized, because you see a little bit of money and then you notice that this one will probably make you more. I mean, that's the only thing. I sometimes make content that I don't want to say I don't want to make, but like I'll pick up figures that I feel like people would like to see instead of me just buying them for my collection. So I guess that could be the only thing. But I mean, it's not even really a downside. I mean, I get to buy more figures. It's just, I don't know. There's not really a downside is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So now we're going to move on. Thank you to everyone who had sent in questions to Tristan through Instagram. Greatly appreciated. There is like, I'd have to say about 60 of them, in which we're going to try to answer as many as possible, or Tristan,
Okay.
well, I should say. So all of them obviously coming from Instagram. So the first one comes from @Rocco_Dove. He asks, what makes Pops appeal to you as a person?
I think it's the style of figure. They can pretty much turn every single figure imaginable into a Funko Pop. And I know sometimes when people make collectibles, they don't really translate too well. Like some figures do, and maybe that's the original ones they start with. But with Pops, they've kind of like adapted and changed for the figure. Like they don't try to make it so every single character has the black eyes, big head. I know most of them do, but sometimes they'll be pretty creative and change it up a lot, which I really like about them. And I think it's the fact that like they have so many licenses that they can turn into this one specific collectible, and then they all look uniform on the wall. They're easy to collect because they're cheaper than a lot of collectibles that are like $100, $200, and you can pretty much find every single character you like in this style.
@Griffin Harar, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, 11 asks, how long have you been collecting Pops, and what is the best place to buy online/in-store?
Well, let me think of this. Okay, so I've been collecting Pops, like we've said, since about 2014. And the best place for me to find Pops online, so in stores for me, I usually do Hot Topic, because especially in Canada, Hot Topic is a great one. There's not too many stores that sells that many Pops, maybe Hot Topic or EB Games for me. But if you were to go to the States, I would say GameStop if you utilize their pre-order, because those are great. You put $5 down on it. Say you want the figure, but you're afraid you're going to miss it. Go to GameStop, pre-order it. They'll get them in, and then you can buy them like pretty much right away. It's nice because sometimes you think they didn't get them in, but really they only got pre-orders in. So you can get them a lot earlier than you'd expect when you go to GameStop. But for online, actually, to be honest, I've been getting a lot of figures from EB Games online. GameStop is another one, again, if you're in the States. But EB Games seems to get in a lot of the new stuff right away. What did I just order up there for an upcoming video? The new Sponge on the Run figures for SpongeBob, and I ordered the dinosaur set. I didn't even know those were out, but EB Games had them in already. It's a really nice set. I think I got most of them. I don't know if all of them were up there, but I think I got like 4 or 5 of them. But yeah, anyways, I'd say EB Games is a great one to order stuff from.
@Teddy with an I, 5839 asks, how do you like being a YouTuber, and do you personally watch YouTube?
I do watch YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. That's kind of like my main source of content for me being at home all the time right now because of us being stuck inside. I would say being a YouTuber is it's great. It's fun. It's different too, especially because it's one of those jobs that you don't really think you'd ever be able to do. But then once you get it, it's kind of crazy, especially for just making videos in general and people watching them. I think that's amazing that somebody actually sits down and watches your video. I'm sure you guys get this all the time too, like, you know, love the podcast, stuff like that. So I think it's really cool that people actually sit down and watch your videos. But then again, stuff that I watch on YouTube it's funny. I don't watch a lot of pop content. I'll watch like my friends and stuff like that make pop videos. But I mean, I do see most of this stuff when I go out and about or buy stuff online or make my own content. So I watch a lot of like Minecraft videos. I don't know why, but it's fun to just sit down and watch those while you're there. Those are always great. As well as what's another one that I've been watching recently? I don't know, like people don't, when I say it, people don't like, but I've been watching a lot of Logan Paul recently. He's been pretty great. I don't know, he switched up his content and it's really fun. Now they're like 4 to 5 minute vlogs and they're just like quick, entertaining videos that you can kind of watch as many as you want on the fly. I don't know, but yeah, I guess I do watch a lot of YouTube and it's pretty fun to do YouTube as well.
At Funko_freaky asks, will Top Pops do a fan mail video? Or at least another one?
Everybody asks me this all the time. I don't know why. I got to do one. I actually have some letters that I haven't opened up on camera yet. We totally should do that soon. Everybody bugs me to do one. And I'm always like, I have a video idea in my head that I have to do that day. And then the fan mail one is just, there's letters piled up there. I should do it. I also, because I haven't been doing fan mail videos, haven't been getting too many of them in. So I only have about, I don't know what it is, maybe 10, 15 that I have to open up. It's just, I don't know. It'll be fun. I'll get around to it eventually. It's just one of those things. It's like it's a lot of reading. I will do it eventually, but yeah, it's coming, guys.
At Teddy with a Y this time, MC1212 asks, "What is your favorite Stranger Things pop?"
Ooh, I'm a big fan of the Steve Harrington one, the one that was exclusive to, I believe it was San Diego Comic-Con before the second season came out.
Yeah.
So I got that one at Hot Topic. It was a great figure. And then all of a sudden it shot up in price after the second season came out. So I thought this was crazy. I kind of just picked it up because I was like, oh, this is a cool pop. But then, yeah, it got expensive. It's down a little bit now, but it's still probably one of my favorites just because it's got like, I don't know, it's got a good story to it as well. Like I picked it up. I didn't really know Steve at the time because you didn't really hear too much of his backstory in the first season. So I guess I kind of just picked it up on a whim and it turned out to be a pretty cool character.
At Nerd and Cheese, which there's actually a couple questions later on that are asked by this Instagram account, asked, do you have a wacky wobbler?
I do. I actually have a couple. The first one that I got was actually back in 2008, I want to say, before Pops were even out. I started collecting them with my dad. We bought a lot of the Star Wars ones. Whenever we would go to Cape Cod on vacation, we would drive down there. There was a couple comic book stores on the main kind of street that's there that would sell them. So we have a bunch of them. We have some Stormtrooper ones, Chewbacca, C-3PO, stuff like that. I think maybe we have R2-D2. I'm not sure, but we have about 20 of those ones, which we started collecting, which I thought was really cool. And then we also have, what else do I have? I have like Wally Gator. I have this old one called Shiva. She's a Hindu goddess, I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to get that wrong, but she is. And it's a pretty cool figure. I got that one at like a, I want to say thrift store. I was going to say junk store, but it's not junk. It's a thrift store for like $5. And I thought that one was pretty cool. So yeah, I have a couple.
At _m.sideshowbob.c_ asks, are you going to get a replacement box for Kermit because it makes me sad he's not in videos anymore?
I probably will. I think I will. The problem is that those ones are expensive now. So it's hard to even just find the character out there. Like, especially with Kermit, I have another one, which is Sandy Cheeks. Both of those are super expensive. Actually, someone sent me a Sheldon Cooper box a long time ago. It was super damaged, but they said they didn't need it because they took them out of box. So at least I got that. But yeah, some of the ones that I want to replace are just kind of expensive now, and it's hard to find the pops in general.
At Charlie Hiscock 9 asks, what was your favorite pop while you were first collecting them?
I don't know. Probably, I'd say Sharknado, maybe. That one was the cool one. It was one of those ones that was very different, like, because all of them back then were pretty much just the larger head, black eyes, kind of like, body with the arms to the side. But that one there was very different. It had a lot of detail to it. It's got the tornado in it and a shark flying right through it. So I think the ones that had different sculpts were kind of my favorites back then, just because they were a lot, different from the figures.
At Destroy_20 asks, how many chases do you have?
I don't know how many exactly, but it's probably, I don't actually have that many, to be honest. People probably think I have a lot of them, but I have like maybe 20. That's about it. I mean, it depends on the thing, because I really don't go seek out the character. I kind of just, buy it if I see it. So yeah, I'd say probably maybe 20, 25.
At Funko_Hunter asks, what is your favorite type of pops? Example, movies, Disney's, etc.
I would say probably ad icons. I have a lot of them. I'm getting it's a good set. I like that one. I'm working on getting most of them, and I've pretty much picked up every single one that's come out this year. I think, did the metallic toucan come out this year? Do you guys know?
As in, like, the one that was 1,000 pieces?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was late last year, I think, in 2019.
So I think that's the most recent one that I've missed. Besides some of the Jollibees that were in the Philippines, like the golden one and stuff like that. Those ones are annoying to get. But yeah, I think I've been pretty up to date with them. I just have to now go back and find some of the older figures to kind of like pick up those ones now, because it is going to be kind of tough to get them. But I'll try my best.
At Samuel Cahill 24 asks, can you do more mystery boxes?
I can. I have been trying to do more of them now that we're at home and I can't go out and do pop hunts. I thought mystery boxes would be a good one to do. Like, it's almost like I'm replacing pop hunts with mystery boxes. I mean, I'm not doing as many mystery boxes as I'd like to because they are fun to do. But I think I have a couple more coming, if I'm not mistaken. I did just do one from K-Dog and Fish, which is a great store to get the mystery boxes at. They had the $50 ones and they came with 6 pops, which, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. You're already making $10 off of it that way. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit more, but yeah, not too many.
At Gemlaw14 asks, if you could have any pop, which one would you choose? Assuming it's one that you don't have yet.
Okay. Let's go with like an ad icon one because I'm trying to finish that set. It would probably be the Bob's Big Boy from San Diego Comic-Con with the burger in his hand. That was limited to 480 pieces, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's like I think last time I checked it was $800, maybe to $1,000, something like that. So it's super crazy and expensive. But I mean, if I could pick anything, it'd probably be that one.
At Hayes.Connor asks, is there a Funko Pop that you regret buying?
Honestly, for the price that I paid for it, Jollibee. When Jollibee first came out, it was the original one. Everybody was going crazy for it because you could really only get it in the Philippines. Or was it Singapore? Was it Philippines or Singapore?
Philippines.
It's probably Philippines.
Okay, sorry, I always mix. I don't mean it in a bad way, but I always mix those two up. Because there's Singapore Girl and then there's the Philippines one, so it's really annoying.
Right.
Oh, because it's never mind. Okay, so it'd probably be that one because of it being how much I paid for it, which was $110, and now it's worth like 30, I think it is, something like that. So that'd probably be why I regret buying it, just because of how expensive it was at the time and how much I paid for it. Not so much the fact that I have the figure, but the price point.
At Nerd and Cheese asks, almost something similar, but any Funko Pop regrets? What did you not buy that you wish you had?
I did a whole video on this a long time ago, and I'm glad you mentioned this one because I've been doing a series now where I show older pop hunts and figures that are expensive now that I probably should have picked up. And I mean, here's the thing though. At the time, I just didn't pick them up because I didn't want them. So now that they're worth something, it's kind of like okay with me, because I just didn't pick it up. Like there was one that was the Sailor Moon one, the glitter one that was exclusive to Go Games and Toys. It's now worth like $175, and I saw like 5 of them just sitting there. But at the time, they were 15, of course. But I would say the one that I regret most not picking up was the Luke with Wampa 2-pack from Star Wars. I saw that one while I was at Barnes & Noble because it was shared there for that Comic-Con. And what happened was I was like, hey, Mom, should I get this one? And then she said, you just bought another Wampa. And now the Wampa that I have is, like $15, $20. And that one's now up to like $200, $250, I think, something like that. So it's sad that I missed it. And it was only $40 at the time. But again, it's like stuff like you just didn't pick it up at the time because you didn't want it. And now it's worth something, I guess.
Also asked by Nerd and Cheese, what's the strangest item in your collection?
Strangest item in the collection. In terms of like, I guess, weird things that people probably haven't heard of before, I'm not really sure. I do have this one pin set that was exclusive to the HBO shop in New York when we went there. It was at the same time as, I believe it was Comic-Con. And they had a 3-pin set of the dragons. It was Drogon, Viserion, and Rhaegal. And all 3 of them were in the eggs. And I haven't seen that really anywhere. And then I checked the other day, and it's kind of worth a little bit. Mine are off of the pin back, so it's not worth too much. But that is something that's kind of odd. I mean, in terms of other characters that you might have never heard of before, it's kind of weird. I don't really have too many of them. But I guess that'd be probably the weirdest one.
Now that Ninja has a pop, should Funko make pops of YouTubers or other streamers?
I think so. Yeah, they made Ninja, so I don't see why they couldn't make more people. I would love to see more streamers eventually. Even people like, I don't know, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but like good YouTubers that, aren't controversial in any way, such as like Casey Neistat would be a great one. I don't know. I think they should make them because there is a huge audience for them, and people, literally millions of people, watch them every single day. So I think it'd be cool if they did make some bigger YouTubers. I'd totally buy them. I could do a great video with them. But yeah, I think they should.
At Cathal 2007 asks, what's your favorite South Park pop?
Probably Terrence and Phillip, the two chases. I think those ones are pretty cool with the Canadian flags. I mean, we are Canadian, so it's kind of cool to have the Canadians in pops. And they're cool because they got the bobblehead in there as well. Yeah, they're probably the most unique ones out of all of them. So I'd say those two.
At pop.funko news asks, what is the pop you tried hardest to get?
Geez. I don't know. Like in terms of length of me wanting the figure and trying to get it, it would actually be Dr. Peter Venkman, I think it was, from the Ghostbusters. That one took me 2 years to find that one. But in terms of, I don't know. I think it'd probably be that one because like there are some that are expensive that I could buy right now, but I just don't want to pay that much for them. But there are some older characters that I'd probably want, but then whenever you see them, the boxes are damaged or something like that. But probably the Peter Venkman one because I found it at Walmart for like $10. It took me a long time to complete that set. Like I said, probably about 2 years. I think it was something like that from the first time I bought like the Slimer to the ending of getting that one. So I'd probably say that one.
At Francesco_Stellino_ asks, will you ever do a free meet and greet in Toronto?
I would love to. I mean, it'd be great if we could. I know I have a lot of people that watch the videos in Canada. The problem is I don't know where I would do it, when I would do it. The reason we did it in California when we went was because my friend owns a store there. So he kind of had a place for me to do it, which was great. And then we could kind of just, set it up or whatever. We did some mystery bags and stuff like that. People could come for free when they wanted. Just the only problem is, I don't know, like I said, where I would do it. I mean, there are a couple comic book stores in Toronto that we totally could do it at. It's also the fact that I don't know if we want to do one now with everything going on, but eventually, yeah, I'd like to do one.
At Samuel_LFC_N asks, what's your favorite pop of all time?
Oh, geez. That I own, I always say that it's either one of these two. It's either Mr. Narwhal, which is a great one, the Toys R Us exclusive, love that figure. Or I always do like the Garbage Pail Kids ones, more specifically Atom Bomb. That one's a great one as well. I don't know, they're all kind of just like, they're pretty random in terms of my favorites, but those are two things that I'm a big fan of. Of course, Elf and Garbage Pail Kids are great. But yeah, I'd say probably those two.
So before we move on talking about more of your YouTube career and all that, this is podcast number, would you say 4, 5, somewhere around there?
Me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to think here.
Because you've been on 2 episodes of the Funko Funcast. I'll kind of talk about the road to getting you on a podcast, actually, because when we were doing podcasts last year, we were mainly doing, I think, bi-weekly or it was monthly, just because we didn't know how big the podcast would be. So at first we were thinking I think it was around Niagara Falls Comic Con, we were like, I don't think Tristan's ever been on a podcast. And then you ended up mentioning that when you were on the Funko Funcast the first time,
right
before Fan Expo happened. I'm like, oh, no. All right. We kind of just, we can no longer have that accomplishment. And we're like, all right, what if we are the second podcast he's on? And then you had the second appearance on the Funko Funcast in February during New York Toy Fair. Mm-hmm. And then I think it was March or something. You were on Secondary Heroes after that. Yes. And we're like, oh, all right. Well, that just happened because we wanted to be the first Funko-related podcast not ran by Funko that had you on. But I think we may have an accomplishment now. Are we the first Canadian podcast that you've been on?
Yes.
Yes. I'm super pumped. I'm super pumped for that accomplishment, actually. I will take that.
Winner, Gagnon.
Yes. But anyways, let's move on to more of the career of Top Pops on YouTube, in which you have over 1,000 subscribers at this point. You're monetized by YouTube. Everything's going well. And at this time, you're still in school, right? Because you only graduated 2 years ago, I'd say, somewhere around there, or a year?
I graduated in June. Yeah. So June, yeah. It would have been just, what was that now? 6 months, 7 months, 8 months? I don't know what it is. But yeah, this year. Or 2019, but within a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, within a year. But what was because at this time also, this is where you were making videos every single day, right? Because it was December 2016, I think you said on one of your videos you started every day?
Yeah, I haven't missed a day since December 16th, 2016.
Yeah. So what was kind of the struggle to kind of make videos every day, but to bounce it off with school if you have an abundance of homework and stuff like that?
This is a good question. I'm trying to think here. So most of the time what I would do is this. I would film right after school. Like as soon as school ended, I would film. Then I would do my work, whatever. I do karate as well. So I do that for like whatever it is. Sometimes that's 4 times a week. So you do that. And so that's about an hour. And then I would try to do, like as soon as I got home, I'd get home at like 2:40, I think it was. And it was in my room at the time. So I could film it right here. It was easy. Just set up the camera quick, film. I did my schoolwork then. And then like later at night, I would say more like 9 to 11 o'clock I would start editing, and then I would put that up for the next day. We do it for around, I think it was 2 o'clock at the time when I first started, and then we would do that every single day for 4 years, I guess you could say. I mean, it was less than that because even though it was during high school, I'd say maybe about 2 to 3 years.
And then during this time, you're also now, there's so much content you've produced, especially ones that like are inspired by like games, or you just come up with something like examples. Your ever so popular Guess That Price video. You even have the Mystery Minis unboxing videos that you do, which we ended up actually making our own series called Mystery Mini Wars, which is actually kind of the same rules that you use, where like you guess which Mystery Mini is in there. And if it's a 1 in 72, there is 2 points, right? So
right.
There'd be 2 points. But I think the difference we have, though, because we wanted to make it a little different, is that even on duplicates, it's like 1 point each, right? So if you said like 2, 1, and 6, it's 1 point, or is it 1 point for each duplicate?
For ours, it's pretty much we check off the 12 of them that we think are going to be inside of there. So we do so say there's 12 of them, but there could be like 1 in 6s. So if I buy a full case, we most likely know there's going to be 2 of the 1 in 6s. So if you say they're both going to be in there, you get a point for both.
Okay, because
we did it.
Yeah, because in ours, we know that there's going to be 2 1 in 6s in a full actual case that hasn't been tampered with. So we do it where if you guess like the number of duplicates there would be, so if there's 2 1 in 6s, you say 2 of that, you'd get 1 point. And we do this because also you did a Star Wars unboxing with your dad the one time where you guessed 2 Yodas, but it ended up being 4 of them. So for us, it would be, if that happened, we wouldn't get the point for that because of the fact that it's more than what we guessed or less.
Oh, I see. So you're doing it so if there is 2, you get it.
Yeah, if there is 2, and if somehow there's only 1 or there is more than 2, you wouldn't get the point for that, which little something cool, actually. One of the first ones we did was the Toy Story 4 unboxings. And obviously for anyone viewing, you'll see the photo that I'll put up, but I'll show it through our Zoom chat that I had to get another case of Hot Topic ones because the Buttercup exclusive I had did not have an ear. Like it had 1 ear on it.
Weird.
And it wasn't like a broken piece and it was in the bag. It was just like that. And I was like, what? So I had to buy a full new case just because I didn't want to like go grab one of a new case and then like just a risk to get that one instead of like a normal 1 in 6. Yeah, so there's that. What was kind of, what would be like your favorite videos out of that? And I should have mentioned also your ever so popular What's in the Box videos. What's kind of been your favorite content that you've made?
Usually a lot of games that I do with friends. Those ones are always great to do. I would say like whenever I can bring someone onto the channel and kind of have them engaged in a game or something like that, I think that's always fun. Like I've tried to do just unboxings with people where they just sit there to my left, but then it'll be like, oh, here, could you hold this for me? And then they just kind of hold it and then they're sitting there for with a pop in their hand. So it's not, that one's not the greatest, but like when we can do a game like What's in the Box, we have people on all the time and do that. So it's fun, you know, you have a game and then maybe even, not usually there's not an incentive, but the incentive to win is usually enough for them. So I think that's fun.
Not only do you do pops, but obviously, like we've said, you do mystery minis, you do basically anything, even Dorbs and vinyls, especially your mom's a fan of vinyls. What's your favorite like Funko product that isn't pops, but you're like as excited to do those as pops?
At the moment right now, it's soda figures. I've been having so much fun with those ones. I've been trying to get at least one of each of them, and we're doing pretty good so far. There are some that are still for pre-order in places, but as of right now, I think I have most of the ones that are available right now. I do have some stuck at GameStop right now because I can't go over the border to go get them due to everything going on. So that's kind of sad. But I mean, once we do get them, I have like, I think 15 of them because they've been piling up. So that'd be really awesome when I can get them. But yeah, probably soda figures because they have a chase in pretty much every single figure. So you don't know what you're getting. It's kind of like a mystery box in every single can, which I think is great.
And then obviously when you start making more videos, you do, as you explained, you bring on some guests. So examples, obviously a lot of your guest appearances would be your mom, because mostly either you would do a video with her or because she's driving you to some of these places. But then we've also seen your dad, we've seen Noah, some appearances from your grandpa. Yes. And of course we've seen your dog Bailey, who would eat some carrots in some of the videos. And then of course we do see some of your friends on the channel, but we're going to talk about kind of two notable friends, which one of them earlier we had discussed is Kenny,
yes.
in which Tristan released a video. I don't know how long ago it was now, because making videos every day, I kind of lose track of whether it was like a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, but it's the whole entire collection Kenny has of his pop rocks, which is just insane.
Right.
The amount of pop rocks that he's got. As of late, though, it seems like everyone is loving Libby. And it went on to the point where everyone's commenting on your videos saying like a bunch of questions, you know, like, where's Libby? And then of course, like one of the questions actually sent, but I didn't add it in my list, is like, are you dating Libby? I'm sure like there's so many people that are saying that. It's even, there was also at one point, I don't think it's on your channel anymore, but there was a playlist because so many people were requesting about Libby videos. It's like a full playlist of every video Libby is in.
Yes, I did that. I did that because everybody was asking for more videos of her, but then some people weren't watching the videos. So I was like, you know what? Right on the front page, I just plastered every video Libby's in, just watch them.
Yeah,
I think we had maybe 6 of them. No, I think it is something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like at one point it was like popular uploads, so like any of them that go like over 100K, and then it's every video Libby is in. It's just right there. Even before your recent uploads, it's just every video Libby is in. Did you ever think like when you first brought Libby on the channel, you would think like, oh, she's probably going to get popular? Like, did you think maybe like she would get as popular on the channel as she is basically now?
I don't know. I mean, it was pretty much just like her and I were chatting for a while, and she wanted to do a video together. So I was like, you know what, let's do like I'll bring her on for like a Guess That Pop, or What's in the Box, I think was the first video we did together. So I was like, this will be fun. I can have pretty much any friend on with that series, and it'll do okay because it's just me and a new guest, which is great. But yes, we did that one, and it did really well. People loved it. I don't know how many views it's at now. It's probably a good amount. I think it was maybe like 50,000. I think it was something like that. Like it was really over the top for that one, which I thought was great. People loved it. And it's always nice to have a familiar face on, I guess, instead of me having like random people on all the time. So if I do need a friend, and we do like doing the videos together too, because they are fun to do together, because we can always think of some like creative stuff, like Instagram picks out my pops or something like that. So yeah, we drive around, we do fun videos, and people seem to like her.
Your videos, a lot of your videos, you've been traveling a lot, in which some that I've listed here, you've been to New York Toy Fair twice, you've been to Funko HQ, New York Comic-Con, especially Fan Expo Canada. Mm-hmm. What's been like your favorite places to travel?
Probably New York is a great one because everything's so close together. I can pretty much walk wherever I want and get to a cool pop store because they do have some great stuff. Toy Tokyo is a great one. And we usually go to a convention while we're there. So it's kind of like just a bonus that we're going to all these fun stores. Even like in Times Square, they have those I Heart New York gift shops, and all of them have like really, I mean, they're just like knockoff stuff, but they do have real pops in there sometimes. And you can find some really fun old ones depending on when you go to them. Because I found like the original Marty McFly there. I found the Joker from the Dark Knight trilogy, like stuff like that. But I would probably say New York because there's just such a variety of, stores and figures and stuff.
All right, so we're going to move on to the second part of fans' questions. Starting off, obviously, like I said, they were all from Instagram at MusicLives4. What's your favorite Funko Pop rocks by genre? Example, what's your favorite rap, rock, and pop?
Okay, so let's do rap first. Honestly, for that one, I don't know if you count him in the rap category, but like Post Malone. It's not like so much rap, but I guess if we're going more of a rap style, it would probably be like, maybe the Migos set is a good one for rap. I like that one. And then rock, maybe the Police set, the 3-pack, that's a good one. But then just in general, I mean, I like the Blue Meanie, which is a great one. There's also, like I said, Post Malone is another one. Tupac's really great. I did just get Ice Cube in his Impala. That one's a really great one as well. So yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Probably those main ones.
Yeah, and especially I think technically he would go under the pop section, and it's not out yet, but I know you were pretty excited. I see in the comments for Shawn Mendes, fellow Canadian.
That'll be a good one. Canadian.
This question actually comes from our good old friend Robbie D at Funko Pop Monthly. He asks, what is your number one favorite pop in your collection?
If I were to pick one figure, and I can only say one because last time we did, and I got to think of like one. There's so many good ones with great detail, I will say, too. The Splash Mountain set is a great one. There's so much detail on that one. I love that one. It's got Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear, I think, in that set. I'm a big fan of that one. I don't know. It's just a lot of like, if it has a lot of detail, and I mean, I like it. I, maybe connect with it somehow. It's probably my favorite, but you know what? Let's say that one. It's a good one. I like that one.
At _rock with a 0 instead of an O. _bottom with all the O's replaced with zeros _ asks, besides Funko Pops, Pez, and sodas, what are other things that you collect?
In terms of non-Funko stuff, we could say, I guess, I collect Pokemon cards. We've been doing a lot of Pokemon stuff on our second channel. I collect fig pins more recently. That's been fun. We did an unboxing on that on YouTube, so that was cool to do that one. As well as I do collect like Hot Wheels cars every once in a while, like here and there. I do have pretty much the entire Mario Kart Hot Wheels car set. And then if there's ever like a cool car that comes out, like the Tesla came out a while ago, the Guardians of the Galaxy ship, I don't remember what it's called, but that one I got a little while ago, stuff like that. I mean, the Hot Wheels cars, I don't collect too many, but like if I see one that I want, I usually pick it up.
At Rayan _VH_priv asks, what's the funniest part of collecting Funko Pops?
Maybe I would say probably seeing everybody rush to get a figure as soon as it comes out. Like, even if not everybody's the biggest fan of it, like, for example, I know Baby Yoda or The Child, when it came out, it was such a big show, but everybody, and I love the show too, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there were a lot of people that bought that one just because it was one of the most sold ones. I don't know, but you guys understand what I'm saying? People like flock to figures, even if they're just limited, especially at conventions and stuff like that. Everybody says they have to have them, and then as soon as they bought it, it's like, it doesn't fit in the collection. I'm selling this for blah, blah, blah amount of money or whatever. So I think that's kind of funny. But it's probably that. People like buying figures and then maybe not really wanting them or buying them just because they're hyped up. I don't know, something like that.
This question comes from at Obama Master, which love the name, by the way. What's your favorite fandom that Funko has products of and why?
Probably The Office. It's a great show. I've been watching it. I've seen every episode at least 4 times. It's just one of those things we put on before we go to bed. We'll have it on the TV. But yeah, there's so many different characters they made for it. I'm trying to get every single figure for that one. I'm close, but I'm not there yet. I'm missing like Dwight with the CPR mask, a couple of the ones, Golden Face Jim. The blonde Dwight, I think, is another. But yeah, that one, they've made so many characters for specific things in the show. And they even give them specific things that you'd remember, like Stanley Hudson with his pretzel, Pam with her whitest sneakers, Andy with his banjo, stuff like that. And I think it's really great that they've done that and made them super detailed instead of just making them, people figures with nothing really going on.
At the King 836 asks, do you have bigger plans with your collection and how will it expand?
In terms of bigger plans for the collection, not really. It's pretty much just like, buying the new figures. I'm thinking of buying more expensive figures now as well, because I can't go out and so much buy like the newest figure every single Friday or the newest figures with how many pops they've been doing recently. So yeah, maybe I'm thinking of buying more like expensive ones, like maybe ones that are worth like $100 that I can kind of do a cool video with instead of buying maybe 5 or 6 that are $100, buying one more expensive one and showing that one off.
At Bryson P _Darnell asks, would you rather keep all of your pops or get $1 million?
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to say. If I had $1 million, I could technically buy all my pops back.
That's exactly what I thought of when I read this question, because realistically, especially because you did your recent, adding your Funko Pops to the app, obviously, that was close to, I can't even remember the exact number, close to 30K, something around there.
30, 35, something like that. People ask too. I did not spend that much on the figures. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, that's a pretty often question I get as well.
Yeah, because when you say it's valued at this, people are expecting, you paid $300 for this figure or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, no, you didn't. You paid maybe $15 for it, and it's just happened to shoot up in price. But then when I say that, though, people always ask me, oh, but then do you think it's really going to sell for that amount? I mean, yes, it's the average sales, I guess you could say. So I don't know. It's 30, 35,000. Sorry, I sidetracked there. I got on a little bit of a tangent, but yeah.
At Mighty Funko asks, do you collect any Pez dispensers other than the Pop Pez?
I do. I have a couple. I've got the Whataburger one that somebody had sent to me a while ago. And before they actually made Pop Pez, I would just pick up some every once in a while. So I've got like a Crayola one. I've got some older like Yoda, Star Wars. I can see a Jack one actually that I'm looking at from across the room. Stuff like that. Just like a bunch of random ones that I thought were interesting, and they're only like $3. So I was like, you know what, might as well pick it up.
At Evie_2007 asks, have you ever wavered from collecting Pop/Funko and why?
Honestly, not really, to be honest. I think it's because of the videos. Because, you know, it's always people like, and there's always something new coming out as well, too. Like, there's always something that I'm interested in finding that came out this week or whatever. Like, usually there's at least 1 or 2 figures. Plus, it's always fun to do the videos and people get excited about me picking up new figures and stuff like that. So I think there hasn't really been a time where I have. Yeah, it's mostly been like the drive of me wanting to pick up the newest figure and everybody watching, loving the videos.
At Jonathan_Collins6 asks, if you are to collect for many years to come, where would you put them? Because you would run out of space.
Very true. I am for the big room. I am almost out of space at my office. Actually, I can probably think of some creative ways to move them around a bit because there are a lot of spots that I can do. I'm still not even really using my middle room that I've got because I've got the 3 main rooms there. The middle one that was for kind of like another set. If I wanted to do pops there, it isn't really in use because it's kind of echoey in there, but I could, if I wanted to, fill that room with pops and shelves as well. So I totally could do more with it. Maybe turn that into almost like aisles and stuff like that with shelves. I thought that would be kind of funny to have like a mini like store almost. I mean, it'd be too many and I wouldn't do it anytime soon. But yeah, we are running out of room soon. I would say if I were to run out of room, maybe, I don't know. There's not, at the moment, I don't really know what I would do because I'm not close to it, but if it ever came down to it, I'd probably have some creative ways to kind of get around it.
At CC2008 asks, what's your favorite 10-inch pop?
I talked about this in actually today's video, which would be, for the people wondering what today's video was, it was my full Rick and Morty collection. It's actually my Rick 10-inch. That one's great because they blew it up. It was the Hot Topic exclusive one, then turned into a 10-inch figure where he has the portal gun in his hand. When they made the portal gun a lot more detailed, they gave it kind of like the clear, translucent vinyl instead of it being like the green color, which that was great. But yeah, probably the Rick one.
At Dragon_Knight with 3 T's at the end asks, what is your least favorite Funko Pop?
Honestly, in terms of my least favorite Funko Pop, it's probably just because it's, you know, damaged or not worth much, or maybe I picked it up because it was super cheap. But like in my collection, okay, also there's this too. I bought a lot of figures when Plan Collect was closing. You guys know the store probably.
Yeah.
But they had them for like $3 each. So I don't know. I'm not going to count those because those are kind of like just figures that I have and I'm probably going to do something with them in the future. But out of my collection, I do like to make fun of Noob Noob a lot. So just for that answer, I'm going to say Noob Noob because everybody makes fun of him in the episode as well. So I thought I'll pick him because he's kind of annoying.
At Poppy_S Pops asks, what are you going to do with your pops when you're older? And then in brackets, way older.
Well, we don't know what they could be valued at in the future. We all could be millionaires soon if they do go up in value. So I even see like your crystal ship behind you. That one's worth like what, $80, $90 now?
Yeah, it's somewhere there now at the moment.
You have a nicer box than I do for that one. I don't even have a box for that one. But yeah, stuff like that. Like even like you bought a figure for $30 or maybe $20, depending on what it was. Now it's worth $200. This could happen to all of these figures that maybe in a couple years people are collecting these. All of a sudden it shoots up in price. And now say the one you had that you bought for $4 is now worth $100. I don't know. I'd say probably I'd still have them, do something cool with them. I don't want to sell them because, you know, it's kind of crazy to sell all of them or even like a good amount of them. But I'd probably still have them, maybe have a nice shelf for them, keep a good collection of them. I don't know.
At Nerd and Cheese asks, have you ever thought about hosting a panel at a Comic-Con?
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I feel like I'd be super awkward doing one of those because like it's just us talking right now. It's fine. We're going back and forth or whatever. But when there's a room of say, I don't even know. I don't know if anybody would go, but let's say it was a full room. Okay. And it was say 200 people, 300 people. That would be really stressful for me to talk in front of so many people and having them like reacting to whatever I'm saying live. I think that'd be, I don't know. I would love to do one. I just don't know how well I would do. Maybe I would have to do it with a bunch of people that also collected pops and stuff like that or did videos or something like that. But by myself or about me, I don't know, but maybe about pops and collecting and stuff. That'd be good.
Asked by the same person at Nerd and Cheese asks, what is the weirdest place you've been recognized at?
It's usually when I get recognized, it's in front of the pop section, of course. And then there's 2 of us there. And then one guy looks to the left and says, hey, are you Top Pops? Because it makes the most sense for something like that. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've really ever been recognized outside of Comic-Con. I mean, I have for sure, but if it is, it's like at Target or something like that, and there's a pop section right near us. Like it's no, sorry. Well,
I was just gonna say, or like when I'm doing garbage at the mall and see you.
Oh, yeah, something like that. But like, I mean, for that one, I guess that counts as an encounter. But it was a one-side. It's you know what I mean. It's a one-sided encounter, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. I can't think of anything too weird. Huh. Maybe like, I want to say maybe like Chipotle one time, but that's about it. Like, I mean, and then also, then again, it's near a Target, a Walmart, a GameStop.
Yeah, yeah, it is right there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's stuff like that. It's never weird like a baseball game or something like that. I don't know, but I'm trying to think of out-of-the-box stuff. It's never really like that.
It's funny that MD mentions about the garbage thing, because there was also an interaction with me where it was like, I seen you, but you didn't see me. I think it was like last Easter, like some Easter weekend, I seen you at a Walmart and we were like actually like beside each other in a self-checkout. And I was like, is that him? Yeah. I forget where exactly it was. I know it was a Walmart. I can't remember obviously the exact location, but it was that. And it was like, oh, look at Top Pops is beside me. And then I ended up making a meme after. I didn't post it, but I thought it was funny that I just created this meme that I sent to MD where it was a picture of you and it says like, hi, Top Pops here. And Dylan didn't say hi to me at Walmart or some sort of thing like that. I can't exactly. I'll post the meme actually for the first time ever for you guys that are viewing this right now.
If
I can find it, I will do that. At RDE Clue _53 asks, what's your favorite ad icon pop ever?
Oh, shoot. I mean, I would probably like do I have to own it, would you say? Or would you say it could just be anything in general?
No, I think it could be like anything in general, even if you don't own it.
Let's see. Okay, so if it was my favorite one ever, I mean, it's also, let's say Big Boy, but if we were to skip Big Boy because I mentioned him earlier, let's say one of the Count Chocula. Do you remember there was the glow-in-the-dark Freddy Funko Count Chocula, which is worth like, I think it's like $3,000 now. It's way too expensive, but really crazy. And that one's limited to like under 1,000, I think it is, something like that. I don't know exactly, but yeah, probably that one, just because of how weird and wacky and creative it is.
At Wesley _Jones _01 asks, what is your dream pop to have in your collection that you don't already have?
Probably the Big Boy again. That's probably the main one. I mean, it's so expensive, and probably that one, I think.
At Abigail.Funko asks, have you ever thought about selling your pops?
No, not really. I mean, unless I have like two of them. And I've ordered two of them. Like I have two of the 3-hole punch Jim from The Office. So like I've thought of maybe doing something with that one. But then it's a better giveaway in the future for me because I only paid $15 for it. So I think stuff like that. We have sold a couple at Comic-Con when you guys were there as well. I sold maybe like 200 in mystery boxes, but that's mostly just to like cut down on it. I wasn't like flipping them or anything like that. Just doing like, maybe a little bit more than what I paid for it or less than PPG or, the Funko app, something like that. But yeah, I don't sell them too often. I don't usually think of it, but I have sold them before.
At a laser _smiley _face asks, what is your favorite size to pop?
Probably 18-inch. I know they've only made one of them, but there is rumored a couple more coming out. I know Harry Potter was rumored, and there could be some others. I think I had seen some stuff. I don't want to say anything, and then people, speculate or whatever, because I don't want to throw any out there. But I have seen some other ones that could possibly be coming, and I think it'd be really awesome to get those ones. I don't know, something about that size that makes them really cool. Like, it feels like a more high-end collectible when they're huge. It kind of reminds me of like a bear brick, if you guys know what those are. Those are really cool.
At Nerd and Cheese asks, do you wish you could live inside of Funko Hollywood?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess it'd be kind of cool. Even just to live near it would be amazing because they do have so many cool figures and collectibles there. But actually, to be honest, I think I'd prefer to live in Funko HQ. I think the HQ would be a lot cooler to live in because then it's right near all of the OG fanatics, I guess you could say. I don't really know if that's the right way to put it, but a lot of people there have been collecting since the beginning of Funko because that is where they kind of started the company, which I thought is really cool. The Hollywood one is amazing. I love it there. It's huge, but I feel like the HQ is just, I don't know. It's cool because they do have a lot more, like they have a lot of different figures as well at the HQ. So I think that one would probably be better. But yeah, both would be cool.
At _. epb._. And this is the last question for the fans' questions. What advice would you give someone starting a Funko/collection YouTube channel?
Yeah, I would say probably consistency is great and try to show off new things as much as possible. Now, even if you have a collection of, say, maybe 100, 200 figures, don't show off your favorite 5 all the time. Even if you can't buy stuff all the time, try to show off that different one, that weird one, that rare one that you may have, and you think people would be interested in. And even if you want to do consistently, like videos every single day, just review a character for the day. That could totally be great, because that's what I did at the beginning. I would literally just review a pop. I'd be like, today I'm going to review the Jonathan Tays Funko Pop. He plays on the Blackhawks, like just kind of like a 2-minute video. People enjoy it, but at least people get to see content every single day from you with consistency. And I think that really helps to kind of, build a little bit of a brand, I guess you could say, where people are like, yeah, I'll go check out Top Pop's new video today. Like even today's video was an hour and a half late, or an hour and 15 minutes late, and people were complaining that they couldn't find it. And then as soon as it came out, it's like, oh, finally it showed up. So like people really like to see the schedule, especially at the same time every day.
And just to let everyone know, we are recording this April 25th, although you would be listening to this May 8th, just so that you guys don't think, wait, what are you talking about? Rick and Morty video? That was 13 days ago.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to talk about kind of what's really next for Top Pops. What is the future of Top Pops and his channel? You've traveled a lot of places. You've done so much content. During this, you have your own office space called Top Pops HQ. And you've even uploaded a second channel, which actually before you made it Top Pops Review, it was kind of like this random second channel where you had like, I can't even remember exactly I think it was mainly you had like school related videos that you had, like videos you'd post for like your class or something. I remember some sort of like weird skit that was on there.
Yeah, I know. I think I know the one you're talking about. Was it called Scandal at the Film Premiere? Is that the one you're talking about?
I think so. I think that's exactly what I was thinking.
So that one was a school project we had to do. Is me and a couple of my friends, and we had to put together a video where she gave us different people from the 1930s or 40s. I think it was something like that. I think it was. And you had to create a scene that used all of them together. And most people just did like PowerPoints or something like that, but we were like, can we do a video? And she said, sure, our teacher. So we created this video. It totally makes sense when you're in the class, but not realizing it didn't make any sense on YouTube for everybody else. So everybody was very confused by it, but at least we had a fun video. It was good editing. The teacher loved it. That was the main part of the video, but I wanted to upload it to YouTube to show people that I don't really just try to do Funko Pop stuff. Like outside of Funko, we also do other videos as well. And that's kind of what the second channel is for, is me to pretty much upload whatever I want. We've been doing gaming videos on there now and Pokemon stuff. So yeah, before we changed it to Top Pops Reviews, it was a lot of like random videos, but it was stuff that I had to upload somewhere, so I'd put it there.
Yeah, like your second channel, Top Pops Reviews, obviously you got Funko Pop Reviews. I think the first one was the Carl and Ellie 2-pack, if I'm not mistaken. The very first one, or it was like Prison Mike. It was one of those two.
Yeah, something
like that. And then recently, obviously, you've been doing your Pokemon card openings, in which I actually watched the one where you got the Super Rainbow Rare.
Oh, yes.
The first time, in which I don't think anyone has ever seen some sort of reaction like that ever from you, which is very surprising. And then recently you actually started doing content for the new Animal Crossing game.
Yes, we did. That's been fun. I'm trying to do more of those, at least maybe once or twice a week. I'm going to try and do a video on it. So those have been fun. It's different, especially to do gaming videos, but I'm having a lot of fun with it.
So yeah, like I said, you've traveled, you've done so much cool stuff. And obviously it seems like when people think like, oh yeah, he's done a lot of stuff, what's next? But then like in your mind, you probably think there's so much stuff left to do. So what is next for you? And what are some goals you have left to achieve? Like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to travel?
I've always wanted to go to Europe to do pop hunts. I think that could be really fun because there is a Funko Europe and there is a large crowd of people out there. I don't know when I would ever do this because we can't do it now. I know I've mentioned
I was about to say, not now.
No, not now. But I totally think that would be something fun that we could do eventually, where I travel to maybe countries that do have pops, such as like that one, or, just like, different places around the world that do sell figures. I've always wanted to, and I don't know if I would ever do this, but go to like Japan or something like that, because I know there is a lot of figures over there as well. They might be different. I don't know how many pops they've got, but even just going somewhere new and showing off different places than, my normal GameStop, EB Games, Hot Topic would just be fun for me.
And then also, like, one of your newer series that you've been doing as of late during this time, since you can't go out Funko Pop hunting and all that, is Pop Talk, which would you say that's kind of more of a video form podcast?
Yes.
Or just some sort of like random discussion video?
Well, I wanted to make it sort of like a podcast where the idea at first was when we go to like conventions and stuff, I would bring a little like portable microphone setup and we would do one while we were there. But the problem was that it kind of, took turn for the worst. We couldn't go to like Emerald City Comic Con and stuff like that where I wanted to really start it. So I decided to bring I don't want to say the convention because it's really just two people, but we bring the people that I would normally see at the conventions to everybody by doing this Pop Talk. Was kind of my idea. So like we'd see you guys at the conventions, maybe we wouldn't be able to go, so we make a Pop Talk together, something like that. And I don't know how often I would do them. It's more so whenever I get a fun guest that I want to have on, we just kind of make one.
Do you know of any people that you think you're going to bring on next?
Rye the Pop Guy is one that we've had. I've been working on one with him. Maybe we'll do that eventually. I've wanted to have I haven't asked him yet, but Dom from Box Attack would be another fun one that I'd like to have on. Possibly you guys in the future. I don't know. I'm still working out the kinks with it. But,
so down. I'm already accepting the first invite right here, guys. So that's right. Before Box Attack could say yes, I'm saying yes on behalf of MD and I. Let's go.
Whoa. Speak for yourself. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so we're going to play a couple of games right now. So the first one, actually, I thought it was pretty neat. It's a variation of that game where, let's say, someone lists like a celebrity and they say, would you rather like kiss one, marry one, or throw one off a cliff? But this is a Funko Pop edition of that. So this variant is going to be, there's 3 different pops. You either keep one, sell one, or destroy one, whether you want to run over it with a car or light it on fire. So we got 5 of them listed down. We're all going to play this, actually. The first one, I'll say I'll go first, MD goes next, and then Tristan will go last.
Sure.
So first one is Pop Rides, and actually all 3 of these I actually do have behind me. So Breaking Bad Crystal Ship, Pizza Planet Pop Rides, or the Time Machine Pop Rides. Keep one, sell one, destroy one, which such a heartbreak for me because I love all these. So I would say I would keep the Pizza Planet Pop Rides because Toy Story is like my number 1 collection I have. I would probably sell the Time Machine and then destroy the Crystal Ship because the box isn't the greatest condition as it is, so I might as well just destroy it. MD.
It's kind of weird, but I would do exactly the same thing as you. I do plan on getting the Pizza Planet truck, so I would definitely keep that one. And then, I don't know, what's the value on the Time Machine? Because I'd rather get more money back, right?
I just did a video recently that at this point it would be out. I did the Ultra Applesauce Pick 3 challenge. And I said in that video, at least, I don't know if it's went down or up because I think that does fluctuate a little bit in price a lot where it'll go up at some point and then go down. At this moment, as we record this, it's 112 Canadian.
Yep, that'd be the one I would sell. And then destroy the Crystal Ship, obviously.
Tristan.
Ooh, I don't want to go with what you guys have said here, but it is pretty much the same. But then again, whichever one's worth more, like you said, because I feel like the Crystal Ship is worth a little less, right?
I can actually check the good old Funko app right now.
Oh, good plug right there. But I do feel like they would probably be the same for me. But I mean, here's the thing. You're both either destroying or selling it, so you're losing the figure anyways. So for sure, I would keep the Pizza Planet truck. Love that one. The Toy Story ones are great. But it's really like a toss-up between which one's worth more now because you're either destroying it or selling it. You'd want to destroy the cheaper one, I guess. Yes, I'd probably say.
So the DeLorean, and this is all Canadian currency. I know probably a lot of people that are watching this are from the U.S., but obviously we're from Canada, so we usually use the Canadian currency. I know you use the U.S. currency because most of the fan base would be from the U.S., which is understandable. So at this moment, the DeLorean is $113, so fluctuated $1 up. And then the Crystal Ship is $106.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we are stomping on the Crystal Ship then, and we are selling the Mandalorian.
Sounds like a plan.
Selling the DeLorean?
Yeah, I'll sell the DeLorean. I mean, it's the same as you guys, but I mean, it makes the most sense.
I was just saying, you said the Mandalorian.
Oh, did I say Mandalorian?
Yeah, you said the Mandalorian.
Did I actually?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Did I?
I'm more than certain you said the Mandalorian.
Ignore that.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Why would I do that? I guess it's DeLorean at the end. Never mind.
Funko Shop Kurt Cobain, Swedish Chef, or the New York Comic-Con Captain Rex? Keep one, sell one, destroy one. I would keep the Kurt Cobain just because I already have the normal one, and I do plan on eventually getting the other two Kurt Cobains. Like there's a Hot Topic one and there's the FYE one that I don't have yet, but I do plan on getting those because Nirvana is like, I think, my second favorite band of all time. First is Green Day, for those wondering. I would sell Swedish Chef because that is worth the most. I might have to check the handy dandy Funko app on the price of that at the moment, which, yeah, that is at 190 Canadian.
Wow.
And then I would have to destroy the Captain Rex, even though it's 176.
Okay, so for me, if I had to keep one, it would definitely be the Swedish Chef. That is one of my newest pops, and mostly just because the Muppets have been such a huge influence on my life forever. Even today, I just posted a video on Facebook of the Rainbow Connection, so that's kind of funny. Okay, here we go. If I had to sell one, it would be the Captain Rex because it has a pretty good value. And if I had to destroy one, it would have to be Kurt Cobain. Probably wouldn't use a shotgun, though.
Oh, this guy over here. Wow. Things just went dark, guys. Wow. And this is where people start unsubscribing to our channel. Yeah. Thanks, MD.
Jeez.
Tristan.
Honestly, it's probably the same because I'm a big fan of the Muppets in general. But Swedish Chef, I don't know. Like, it's a toss-up between the two there. Because Kurt Cobain, I would probably destroy that one just because I have a Kurt Cobain already. I don't need a second one, say. I mean, I like his music and stuff like that, but I wouldn't maybe need two. But I would say, no, you know what? I'll keep Captain Rex, sell Swedish Chef, and then destroy the Kurt Cobain. Let's do that.
Next set of pops, add icons. I thought I'd do this because we're all, and I knew it cringe Tristan a lot.
Oh.
So first one, the OG Toucan Sam. So it's not the metallic 1000 piece, it's the other one.
All right.
The regular Funko Shop, Lucky the Leprechaun, and Flocked Tony the Tiger. Keep one, sell one, destroy one. I would keep Tony the Tiger just because I like Frosted Flakes. Or actually, no. I'm going to keep Lucky the Leprechaun because I actually like Lucky Charms more than that because the marshmallows. But I would sell Flock Tony the Tiger because I know it's worth more. And then I wasn't really the biggest fan of Fruit Loops, but I do like Toucan Sam. So I'm unfortunately going to have to destroy Toucan Sam. I don't know how. Maybe drop a bowl of cereal on it. I don't know. Some unique way to destroy it. MD?
Okay, I would probably keep Tony the Tiger. That is a pop that I am avidly searching for. I do want to get that one very soon. I would sell Lucky the Leprechaun, and I would destroy Toucan Sam.
Ooh, jeez. I would say I would keep Tony the Tiger. I would sell Toucan Sam and destroy Lucky the Leprechaun. The only one out of those three that I have is actually Lucky the Leprechaun, but he's the cheapest one out of the three. I could probably sell the one to get the other one. I know I'd like to get into that, but I mean, you could technically. But if I weren't to, I would probably do it that way anyways.
All right, the next one, The Office. All three pops are The Office. Prison Mike, 3-Hole Punch Jim, and the New York Comic-Con Dwight with the bobblehead. Keep one, sell one, destroy one. I'm going to let MD go this time.
Okay.
You start
So this
first.
this is the easiest one for me so far. I would 100% keep 3-Hole Punch Jim. That's like the one Office figure that I really want. Like if I get that one, I don't really need to get the rest of them, which I do. I have like 5 or 6 of them already, but that's the one I really want. Prison Mike, I would destroy because I feel like that one probably has the least amount of value. And then the Dwight with the bobblehead would be the one I would sell.
I'm on the fence a little bit about what I'm keeping and selling, but for sure I would destroy Prison Mike just for the fact that it is the cheapest one out of the three. I would say keep 3-Hole Punch Jim just because it is so hard to find 3-Hole Punch Jim. I mean, you can find it on like eBay, but people want like double of what Funko app value wants. Mm-hmm. And it's also fluctuating high in price, and then sell Dwight with the bobblehead.
Okay, now this here is tough. I would probably say, let me see here. For the three of these, I would keep 3-Hole Punch Jim. Now, hold on. I technically, I have 2 of the 3-hole punch Jim. Could I sell one of them, but then keep the other? What? Does that work? Does it work?
Let's say the scenario is you only have one.
Okay. All right. I don't know why I have 2, but there's for some reason 2 of them. Anyways, doesn't matter. Okay, so let's say I'll keep the one, Jim Halpert one. I will sell Dwight and destroy Prison Mike, only because Prison Mike is one of those ones that, like you said, is the cheapest one out of the 3. I guess it hurts the least to destroy it, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, and the last one we have here, which is mainly from Tristan's, actually all of it's from Tristan's collection. It's 3 of the top 10 as listed in the recent checking my pops on the Funko app, or adding them to the Funko app. So 9-inch metallic Buzz Lightyear, Louis Blue Raspberry, and Indiana Jones with the machete. Keep one, sell one, destroy one. For me, it's a no-brainer that I would keep the 9-inch metallic Buzz Lightyear. I would sell the Indiana Jones with machete, and then I would destroy Louis Blue Raspberry.
Yeah, that is kind of tough. I would keep Louis Blue Raspberry.
Ooh.
Just because I have the rest of them, and that is still one that I need to get, and I do plan on getting it eventually. So I would keep that one. I would sell the Buzz Lightyear. Obviously, it has a crazy value, so why not? And then, unfortunately, destroy Indiana Jones.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
For me now, I would probably, let's see here. I would keep the Buzz Lightyear because it is my most expensive figure. I got it for a great deal. So I think that would be the one that I keep the most. Only because of value-wise, I would sell, because you're technically getting rid of both of these here. I would sell Louis Blue because it's worth, like, I think on the Funko app, it's like $270 American, something like that. And then I would destroy Indiana Jones, of course. I think that one's the cheapest one out of the 3 too.
I feel like Indiana Jones, if he can survive, almost getting run over by a boulder in the first movie, I'm sure he can survive getting destroyed in Funko Pop form. So I guess it's not really so bad for him. But now the last game we have here, which I've been planning this one for a while. I like to call it Save 5 and Stay Alive. So for mine and MD's case, it would be House, but I'm going to read it as I'm asking it to Tristan. So the scenario, Top Pop's HQ is on fire. The majority of your collection will burn along with the office, but you have time to save 5 and stay alive. Which 5 items do you save and why? We'll start off with MD.
Oh, okay. Geez. So the first one that I would definitely save is my signed Zach Morris, because that was my first pop, and obviously it's signed now, which is super cool. So yeah, I would definitely save that one. Oh, maybe Jim Henson with the Kermit, just because I feel like I have such a big Jim Henson Funko Pop collection, but that one kind of incorporates everything into one. So that would be a way to kind of beat around the bush there. 3 more. Probably the 2017 San Diego Comic-Con Steve Harrington, just because that was one of my favorite pops for a long time.
Good one.
Maybe one of my Alex Ovechkins. I'm a huge Capitals fan, so probably save one of those. It's hard when you're not looking at your pops. What do I got? One more, I think? Post Malone. I think that one's such a great pop, so I'd probably save that one as well.
First one, I will save my first Funko Pop I ever owned. That's the first one I would save, which is the Buzz Lightyear from the Series 1 Disney lineup. Once again, it's got that sentimental value to me because it was my first Funko Pop, and I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that one purchase. Another one I'd have to say is the Pizza Planet truck, because that is my favorite Funko Pop in my collection currently. So I would like to save that. I would say 3-Hole Punch Jim, just because that's the hardest office Funko Pop to find. At least it would be easier to find the other ones rather than 3-Hole Punch Jim and trying to have to buy it for a ridiculous amount on eBay again. Then I got 2 left, if I'm not mistaken. I would say the Time Machine, because I love Back to the Future, and that's also high in value. Now that's 1 more left, I think I got to think of. No, 2 more.
No, one
more. So now I'm just looking at my, WWE set. That's my second Pride and Joy. Wow. I'm going to have to say my Undertaker WWE Funko Pop.
Good one.
So Undertaker, Pizza Planet, OG Buzz Lightyear, 3-Hole Punch Jim, and Time Machine.
Sounds good. Wow. You guys have a great list so far. Now I gotta think of my 5. Let's start with the obvious ones first. My 9-inch Buzz Lightyear right away, just because that one is my most expensive. My grandpa bought that one for me, so I think it's got some sentimental value there. Let's do my Sheldon Cooper, the original one. Even though it doesn't have a box, it is my original figure, the first one I ever got. So I would say that one. Let's go here. Maybe next up we could do the Director Freddy. My Director Freddy, we could do that one. That one is one that I actually got from entering a contest, which was pretty cool. Do you guys remember that? It was like a 30-second video you had to send in to possibly go.
Yeah.
And then they didn't say I could go. They gave me tickets. I didn't get a flight, so I didn't actually get to go out there. But I did get the prize pack, which was amazing. So that would be one of them. What else do we have? I don't know. There's so many different figures I could pick from. Maybe one of the ad icons, perhaps. Okay, here's a good one. Let's do the Hollywood exclusive Big Boy. That's a great figure. Big fan of that one. And then one more, maybe let's do Mr. Narwhal, just for fun. He's a good one. Toys R Us is gone now. You can't actually go and get a Toys R Us exclusive anymore, except unless you're in Canada, which they don't have very many. The last one I had was Jeffrey as Batman, so they are very sparse, far and few between. So yeah, let's go with that one.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Narwhal was a pretty good answer because he kind of represents your channel in kind of a way, right?
Especially around Christmas too, yeah. So he's a good one to mention and bring up, I guess. So yeah, if I could probably, if I sat here for like hours, think of a completely different list. Yeah, I'd say those are my top 5 for right now anyway.
All right, guys. So that's going to be the end of this week's podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you smash that like button to let us know that you're enjoying the content being provided to you guys on this channel, obviously including this podcast. Comment in the comment section below if your question got answered. Let us know. And also let us know, do you want Top Pops to come back on an episode of Funko Popcast? Maybe instead of like questions, he'll actually be what we'd like to call an honorary co-host, where we'll actually sit down, talk about the week's Funko Pop announcements. And like the intro said, press that subscribe button for more content like this podcast and other videos we do on this channel, including pop hunts. Well, I mean, it would be self-quarantine Funko online hunts. At the moment, we do obviously the mystery mini wars like we mentioned. We do just a bunch of different series, basically almost anything Funko related we do, even challenges. And press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at a Funko Popcast. It'll be listed in the description below. But anyways, thank you all for listening, and we hope to see you guys next week. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
Peace in and peace out.
This has been another episode of Funko Popcast. Thanks for watching.